Script formatting, it's that thing that people who are just getting into screenwriting are prone to fight against. It may seem a bit at odds with writing that you're used to, more prose or novelistic writing. But we're here to let you know that script formatting is your friend, and once you pick it up, you'll discover your unique voice that will shine through and will allow you to do what all writers really just want to do, and that's just tell a good story.
Hi, I'm Yaku.
And I'm Mark.
And welcome back to On the Page. It's the show where we talk about the writing of our recent short films. Today we'll be taking a look at our film, Big Sip. So if you haven't seen it yet, even though it's been out for like 4 months, go click on this link, go do that there. It's fine, don't worry, we'll wait for you. Okay. Oh, it's been 7 minutes and 25 seconds already? Welcome back. Let's get into it.
The Blacklist is a list of the most popular unproduced spec scripts, and they have a really helpful document on screenplay format and style standards that says, and I quote, "Screenplays are not books. They are meant to mimic the feeling of watching a film. If something exciting is happening, it should be written in an exciting way to try to suggest how intense the scene will be once filmed."
Now, we're not really going to go through the specifics of each and every element of a script. For that, we've added some links to helpful resources down in the description below if, for example, you're starting out and you want to know about slug lines or transitions or what to capitalize, things like that. What we want to focus on is what you should ideally keep in mind when you're putting words of a script on the page. Hey, that's the name of the show!
And if you like the show, then there's a great way to let us know that. Why don't you click that like button? And also, I've heard of this thing called the subscribe button. I'm not really sure, but maybe you should just click it to find out what it does and see what happens. Why not?
Okay, coming right up.
So here we are on the page, and the film Big Sip is all about the interaction between Jonty and Jessica, and it should be written that way. The Blacklist quote that we mentioned earlier says that the script should mimic the feeling of watching a film. So when we get to this part here, we're mimicking the language of the interaction, painting a picture of the shot.
The type of language that is used in a script is pretty different to the language that is used in a novel. Short sentence fragments are allowed in scripts. And also, just the word, bang, crash, flash, onomatopoeic language is also really useful. So there are things like Jonty sucks, or slur, he's gaze unbroken, he's sucking unending. Short sentence fragments that really aid in the readability and the pace of the script.
Another good tip that isn't mentioned all too often is that if you want to learn how to write better scripts on the page, oh hey, there's the title of the show. Okay. Anyways, is by studying editing. Remember that a script is purpose-built to become a film. And while we definitely believe that a script can be so much more than just a blueprint, it should also be able to function as a good piece of literature. The form is just different.
In Big Sip, we wanted to have an increasingly absurd series of beats between the interaction of Jessica and Jonty. So as you can see here, we're practicing what we mentioned earlier with sentence fragments, onomatopoeic language, and paying attention to the grammar of film or editing.
There's an ebb and flow of beats, back and forth between Jessica and Jonty. There's more white space on the page than text, enabling the reader to read quicker and thus quickening the pace. You see, we're trying to emulate what it feels like to watch the film. If the scene or the story requires a slower pace, then we would use more words to describe that particular scene, thus slowing down the pace.
As a general rule that is commonplace in film, that if formatted properly, one page on the script equals one page on the screen, or 30 seconds if the page is just dialogue. But this is never really usually the case. Just keep that in mind in terms of how the words look on the page. Hey, that's the name of the show. But even then, break it up a bit. The Blacklist doc also mentions that an unbroken 8-line block of prose to start each scene is boring to look at and can be a slog to get through. Usually keep it to around ±4 lines before a line break.
Another note on tone, we like to add a couple of lines that amplify our voices as writers, just to add a little bit of spice to the script and to inform the reader as to the tone. So you'll see lines like, he stops, is it over? Or Jessica's just, is this guy even for real? These kinds of lines almost breach convention of normal screenwriting, but we're doing these for a purpose and keeping it to an absolute minimum. You should probably only do it when it's absolutely necessary when you're writing a spec script or a paid writing gig, but the spice definitely makes the overall script tastier.
I know you don't want to watch a video that's meant to give you advice that tells you to just go look on Google, but really, when you're in a pinch and you need advice on formatting, action lines, description, then really, Google is your friend. And if you can't find it on Google, just think about how other things are formatted that are perhaps similar in their function. And beyond that, just keep in mind that you want the reader of your script to follow along with the tone, with the visual design, and the cinematic language of your script. Just use the most efficient, effective language possible.
And the most efficient and effective way to help us out is to smash that like button. And also, while you're down there, YouTube conventions dictate that you press the subscribe button and the bell button. Who cares, man? It's free. And then also, if you have any more specific questions that you would like to ask, leave them down in the comments. We try to respond to all of them.
So until next time, go out there, stay safe, and make your movie.